Hello, Year 6. Today's flip, we are going to be looking at division. Now, I know it's a table square that I'm displaying at the moment, but I just want to remind you of the importance of knowing your times tables, even with division, because as you all know, division is the inverse of multiplication. If you're confident with your tables, then in turn, you'll become more and more confident with the division facts that go alongside. For example, if you know that 6 times 4 is 24, then you can be confident to know that 24 divided by 6 is 4 and 24 divided by 4 is 6. It's that family of facts. So I've said it once, I will say it again. We need to become confident with our times tables. However you're choosing to learn them, let's get them learnt. It will help so much, both with your speed and your accuracy. Okay, moving on, let's take a look at division. We're looking in particular today at the bus stop method, but let's just remind ourselves what division actually means. Some people use share, okay, to split, divide, okay, doesn't matter about the language. Let's just take a look what it actually means. We've got 68 divided by 2. What that means is we're going to take 68 and split it into 2 equal pieces, okay, and there we have it set up in the bus stop. The larger number on the inside, the smaller on the outside. So let's take our 68 and let's split it equally into 2 groups. That's what's actually happening. Now, I know we would never do that now. Nowadays, we'll look at the bus stop, we would do it in that form. We would ask ourselves, how many 2s in the 6 tens? Well, there are 3. How many 2s in the 8? There are 4. And we can see this visually with our Dean's blocks. We've got 34 and 34. Okay, so that's a visual representation, but the bus stop is where we're working towards doing our calculations. Let's take a look at this one, a little bit bigger. This time we've got 123, and we're splitting it, we're dividing it into 3 equal groups. Now let's start by asking ourselves, how many 3s in the 100? Okay, well, we can't just split 100 like that, can we? So what we need to do is we need to turn it into 10 tens. Well, in the bus stop, what that means is, how many 3s in 100? Can't do it. So we're going to move it and give it 10 tens. So we've now got 12 tens. And here we have 12 tens using our cubes. So let's split those 12 tens into 3 equal parts. Okay, so the 12 divided by 3 is 4. So there's 4 in each group, and we can put 4 into our bus stop. 3 into 4, or 3 into 12 goes 4, sorry. Then we've got our ones. We've got 3 ones, and we're going to split them equally into 3. 1 goes into each of the 3 boxes. So 3 into 3 goes once. And you can see visually, we've got 10, 20, 30, 40, 41 in each of the 3 boxes. And we've got 41 in our bus stop. So 123 divided by 3 is 41. Okay, right. 74 divided by 3. There's our 70. There's our 4. And we've got 3 boxes. So let's try. There's the bus stop. How many 3s in 7? Let's split the 7 tens across the 3 boxes. Okay, right. Well, they go twice. So 3 into 7 goes twice. But we can't use that one. Okay, so 3 into 7 goes twice, but there's a 10 left over. So we're going to give that 10. We're going to turn that 10 into 10 ones and place it in the ones column. So we've now got 14 ones. So 7 divided by 3, or the 7 tens divided by 3 is 2, remainder 1. The 1 comes into the ones column. So the 1 becomes 10 ones. So we've got 14 ones here. Here's our 14 ones. Let's split them equally between the 3. Okay, so we've got 4 ones in each column. We've got 2 left over. We couldn't use these. we couldn't split those equally between the 3 because there aren't enough of them. Okay, so we've not been able to use those. So 3's into 14 goes 4 times, but there are 2 left over. And in division, we use the word remainder. So 24, remainder 2. Okay, so 74 divided by 3 is 24, remainder 2. 2 is left over. Right, let's get rid of the cubes now. This is how we would do it normally in our books. We're going to start with the thousands. So how many 6's in 8, in 8,000s? 6 into 8 goes once. 1 6 is 6. So that means there are 2 left over. So those 2,000s become 20 hundreds. Okay, so we've now got 28 hundreds. So how many 6's in 28? Well, there are 4. Okay, 6 4s are 24. So we've used 24 of these hundreds, meaning there's 400 left. Those 400s become 40 tens. So we've now got 48 tens. How many 6's in 48? There are 8. 8 6's is 48, so we've got nothing left over. So now how many 6's in 0? 0. And it's really important that that 0 goes in, because the answer is 1,480, not 148. So that 0 is really, really important. Okay, so how many 6's are there in 8,880? There's 1,480. Okay, what about this one? How many 7's are there in 6, in 6,000? How many 7's in 6? Well, there aren't any. Okay, so we ask ourselves, how many 7's are there in 62? 7's in 62 is 8. 8 7's are 56, which means that there are 6 hundreds left over. So they become 60 tens. And so we've got 63 tens now. How many 7's in 63? Well, there are 9 with nothing left over. And how many 7's in 7? Well, there's 1. Okay, so how many 7's are there in 6,237? There are 891. Okay, how many 6's are there in 8? Well, there's 1, and there will be 2 left over. So how many 6's in 8,000? 1,000 with 2 left over. Those 2,000s that are left over become 20 hundreds. So we've now got 28 hundreds. How many 6's in 28? Well, there are 4. Now 4 6's are 24. So that means there are 4 hundreds left over. Those 4 hundreds become 40 tens. So we've now got 6's into 48. How many 6's in 48? Well, there's 8. And 8 6's is 48. Okay, so we've got nothing to carry across. There's no exchanging this time. How many 6's are there in 5? Well, 6 doesn't go into 5. So the answer is 0. But we've not used this 5 yet. So this 5 is now our remainder. It's the leftover. Okay, so 1,480, remainder 5. There's 5 left over that we've not been able to use. Okay. And looking at this one now, how many 7's are there in 6? Well, there aren't any. 7 doesn't go into 6. So we're now going to ask ourselves, how many 7's in 62? Okay, well, there are 8, because 8 7's are 56. So that means that there are 6 left over. 6 hundreds becomes 60 tens. So we've now got 63 tens. How many 7's in 63? There are 9, but nothing left over. They fit nicely. So we're now left with how many 7's in 9? 7's into 9 fits once, and there's 2 left over. We've got that remainder, because 1 7 is 7, 2 7's are 14, that's too many. So 1 7 is 7, leaving us 2 left over. We've got that remainder of 2. Now, if we're going to be really, really good mathematicians, if we're going to give really precise answers, then we're not going to leave it just as a remainder. Because what this means is we've got 2 left over, and it's 2 divided by 7. That means we can represent this slightly differently. Instead of leaving 891 remainder 2, we could say 2 divided by 7. Now, 891 and 2/7 is a much more precise answer. Okay, so mathematically, that's much more accurate than 891 remainder 2. And it's a really simple thing to do as well. So just take your remainder and place it over the number we're dividing by. Okay, so our remainder was 2 divided by 7. So 891 and 2/7. Hopefully all that made sense. Hopefully all that was clear. Have a go, have a practice. Take whatever number you like, and for now, divide by a single digit. Maybe use some of the numbers you're comfortable with your times tables to start with. But if you're comfortable with them all, then just have a practice, try any numbers you like, divided by a single digit. If you have a remainder, see if you can turn it into a fraction. It's a much more precise answer. But for now, we'll leave it there. So enjoy your division, and we'll see you in class.